there guys, Reese here from Bitesize Guitar. Welcome back to the channel and to another guitar tutorial. Today we're going to be taking a look at Sam Fender's All Is On My Side. The easiest way for you to play this song is to use a capo on the 2nd fret, and I'm going to show you the few basic open chords that it uses throughout, as well as delving into the various strumming patterns and accents that are used throughout the song. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so let's start by taking a look at the chords we're going to be using to play the entire song. So with our capo on the 2nd fret, the chords we're going to be using are an F major, an A minor, a G major, a C major, and a D minor. So let me just quickly take you through how to play all of those chords, starting with our F. So we're not going to be playing the bottom E string. I'm going to be playing the 3rd fret on the A string with my 3rd finger, 3rd fret on the D string with my 4th finger, 2nd fret on the G string with my 2nd finger, and my 1st finger bars across the 1st fret of both the B and high E strings. Next we have an A minor, so again I'm not playing the bottom E string, open on my A string, 2nd fret on my D with my 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the G with my 3rd finger, and 1st fret on the B string with my 1st finger, leaving the high E open. For our G major, I'm going to be playing 3rd fret with my 2nd finger on the bottom E string, 1st finger plays 2nd fret on the A string, we have open D string and open G string, and then my 3rd finger and my 4th finger play the 3rd frets on the B and E strings. For our C major, we're again not playing the bottom E string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, open G, 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string, and the high E is once again open. And finally our D minor. Here we're not playing the bottom E string or the A string, so starting with our open D, 2nd finger then plays 2nd fret on the G, 3rd finger plays the 3rd fret on the B string, and our 1st finger plays the 1st fret on the high E. Okay, so let's take a look at the various chord progressions used throughout the various sections of the song. So the song both starts and finishes with this sort of intro and outro section, which is 2 bars of F major, followed by a split bar of A minor to G. And we play that progression 4 times for our intro and 6 times at the very end of the song, finally finishing on our F at the very end of the song. So if we were to play through that intro, I'm going to be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, F2, 3, 4, F2, 3, 4, A minor to G4, F2, 3, 4, F2, 3, 4, A minor to G, and one final time. At which point we then drop down into our first verse. So the verse progression for both verses is 2 bars of F major, followed by 2 bars of C major, followed by 1 bar of G major, and then another split bar of A minor to G, before we resolve back to F for the final 2 bars. That progression then repeats twice for every verse. So if we play that through in its entirety, it would sound like this. So F2, 3, 4, F2, 3, 4, C2, 3, 4, C2, 3, 4, G2, 3, 4, A minor to G, and F2, 3, 4, F, and then we're going to repeat, so F, leading us into our chorus. So let's take a look at our chorus progression. So we start off with 1 bar of D minor, followed by a bar of G, a bar of A minor, and a bar of F. We then have one bar of F, bar of C, and 2 bars of G. We then go back to that first half of our chorus, so starting again D minor, G, A minor, and F. And then at the end of the chorus, we enter into this very heavily accented section. So this is going to be a bar of F, followed by then a very quick transition from F to A minor to land for 1 bar of G. We then get a second bar of G, where we accent again at the end of that bar, G, A minor, and land back on a bar of F. Another bar of F, at the end of which we accent F, A minor, and G, playing that G through for 2 bars to the end of our chorus. Now that's for chorus 1. For our second chorus, as you'll see in the full playthrough at the end of the video, all we're going to do is extend that accent section another 2 times. So it'll be twice in our first chorus and 4 times in our second chorus. So in terms of where we place those accents and those chord changes between the F, the A minor and the G and the A minor back to F. So we're going to get 1 complete bar of F, which will count as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, at which point we enter into a second bar of F, where we need to just watch out for where we're going to accent our F chord, change to our A minor, and land on that G. So in that second bar of F, we're going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So again, that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you can see that we're accenting that F chord on the and of 2, changing to our A minor on the and of 3, and we're landing on that G slightly earlier than the next bar on our and of 4. We're then going to stay on that bar of G for a whole entire other bar, then enter into a second bar of G where we'll have exactly the same positions for our accents. So here we'll have a bar of G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in our second bar of G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, to get back to this F chord. So I understand that that is quite an involved chord change, so don't worry if you're not quite there yet. The chorus will work absolutely fine if you just change between the F and the G, 2 bars on each for this final section. But if you do feel ready to give that a go, let me just play that for you in context with the rest of the chorus. So I'm simply going to be playing the rhythm that I'll show you in just a moment in our right hand, but it's simply playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and throughout, just so you can really see quite clearly where these accents are landing. Okay, so yes, our chorus will sound like this. 1 bar of D minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G and 2 and 3 and 4, A minor and F and C and G. Back to our D minor and G and A minor, and here comes this section, F, So as I said, in our first chorus, we will only get 2 run-throughs of that final accented section, and in our second chorus, we'll get that 4 times. But as I said, I'll take you through that in the full playthrough at the end of the video. Okay, so the only other differing section is the end of our track, where we get a sort of bridge section leading into our outro. So that bridge is simply F for 2 bars, to G for 2 bars. And that repeats 6 times until we then drop back into our outro, which, as I said before, it's the same as our intro. 2 bars of F and a split bar, A minor to G, which we play 6 times, finally resolving on one final F. Okay, so now that we've outlined our various chord progressions, let's take a look at how we deliver that in our right hand. Okay, so the right hand is actually relatively straightforward compared to the chord progression. We're basically going to be playing pretty much everything throughout as down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Of course, taking into consideration that accented section at the end of our chorus. So if you have a bar which contains only one chord, we're going to be playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for that entire chord. So for example, there on our F chord. Where we get any split bars, so for example, in the verse or in the intro where we have half a bar of A minor and half a bar of G, we're simply going to split that equally. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so that'd be A minor, G. The only time we're going to differ from that strumming pattern really is in our accented section that I've already shown you in the left hand, but let's take a look at what the right hand is doing in more detail. So for our chorus, let's take it from the top, starting on that D minor. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now the only other thing that's worth mentioning is that sometimes what Sam Fender likes to do is slightly push his chord changes so that they're actually happening at the end of the previous bar rather than at the start of the next bar. What I mean by that is, for example, in our chorus, if we start with a D minor and we're going to be changing to a G, rather than having an entire bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then changing to our G and having an entire bar of G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we get this slightly pushed feel by moving that G to the and of beat 4 in our bar of D minor. So that would be D minor for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 G on that and of 4. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We'd then get the rest of our bar of G, but again we'd move on to our A minor on the and of 4 in that bar of G. So if I play through the entire chorus for you using that particular approach, you should be able to hear that it gives the chorus quite a different feel than us playing each bar completely straight. So starting from our D minor, our chorus would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 So don't worry for now if that seems a little overly complicated. Just focus on changing between the chords on a bar-to-bar basis. And it's just if you want to add in that extra little bit of detail into your chorus, you could slightly push those chord changes to get the same sort of feel that Sam Fender is going for on the record. Okay, so let me take you through a full playthrough now of the various sections of the song using that strumming pattern. that's the end of this video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to the channel and give this video a like if you enjoyed it or found any of it useful. You might also like to check out some of these videos and let me know in the comments section below what you'd like to learn next. Until then, I'll see you there.